2 seconds while I get this shit worked out. But we got some fun stuff today. Some fun stuff today. Continuing what's going on with Nick Shirley, right? That dude, Mega Chad, Giga Chad. There we go. There we go. All right, all right. I'm gonna look up one thing here. Oh. Nick Shirley. I think it was Fox. No, maybe it wasn't Fox. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, this is what we want right here. Okay. All right, bro. My man over here. Do the Lord's work. Okay. We already know what it is, man. We're gonna look into this deeper. So, Mr. Tim Walls, Wally's the retard himself, going after this kid. Stoop any lower, huh? Here. Nick Shelley, right? Calls out Tim Wall. Straight up on TV. We gonna watch this real quick. We gonna get into this real quick. No, that's the video quality. Is how it goes. Fuck it. It looks good. Looks good enough. We know what it is. We gotta find a better quality actually before I get to this. I believe I can fly. Oh, let's see if we can find a better one. Some crazy stuff's been happening, huh? Some crazy shit has been happening. You gotta love it, right? You gotta love it. Let's pause it. This might be a little bit better. Yeah, 1080p. All right, we're gonna start this one. All right. Let's get into this shit. Let's get into it. Turn the volume up a little bit.
Tim Walz is saying that you and others that are out there trying to expose this, you're doing it because you're white supremacists. What is your response to him?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, Tim wants votes. There are entire apartment complexes that
way to start it.
People have been pushed out of these apartment complexes because Somalians have taken over and they're inside of these towns like Minneapolis where they can go get votes from these people. And if you have 100,000 people that will vote for you because you're going to enable and let this stuff happen, and because you're going to call a white person racist for calling out facts, this is what's going to happen to a state like Minnesota.
So you get those virtue points, right? You gotta call out this bald and fat fuck over here, retard Walls, which we will dive in deeper. What you can do is going through X and verifying shit using AI. Too easy. Homie Nick Charlie over here straight up gets asked and get called out for being a white supremacist. Man, that's just wild. That's just wild. His response is simple. I call you out, and when I say his response, this is what Tim Walz is saying. When I call you out, you're a racist. His response is, you're getting votes. But the truth behind it is so much deeper than you think.
Minnesotans, they say Minnesota nice, but they are very upset, and I
Yes,
totally
they are.
understand why they're upset, because they don't have a governor who's actually working for them. He's
Of course
actually
they're
working
not.
against them.
Governor Tim Walz is saying that you and others that are out there trying to expose this.
Oh, this isn't the full one. Damn it. I want the full one. Okay, that's annoying. Let's see if I can find it on YouTube. We need the full thing. We need the full thing here because this is important. It's super, super important. Because he breaks down the truth that Tim Walz is allowed, bringing people into his city and his state, right? Basically putting them in certain areas so that they vote for him a certain way. Because he knows that if I sign some sort of XYZ things to help support Somalians, it makes it easy for him to get the votes because he does what they want. Not only does he does what they want, he's pushing out people who are originally living there, while collecting and lining his own pocket. And this is really annoying how I can't find it, because the whole video is next level wild. See, Fox. Damn it. Wish I had the whole freaking thing, man. Okay. Go back. How long is this? What is this one?
To expose this, you know, you're doing it because you're white supremacist. What is your response?
Take a couple minutes and figure out what's happening.
Yeah, Tim wants votes. There are entire apartment complexes why people have been pushed out of these apartment complexes because Somalians have taken over in their inside of these towns like Minneapolis, where they can go get votes from these people. If you have 100,000 people that will vote for you, because you're gonna enable and let this stuff happen, and because you're gonna call a white person racist for calling out facts, this is what's gonna happen to a state like Minnesota. Minnesotans, they say Minnesota nice, but they are very upset, and I totally understand why they're upset, because they don't have a governor who's actually working for them. He's actually working against them.
Governor Tim Walz is saying that you...
Fucking facts. Fucking base, bro. Alright, now we're gonna get into it for real, alright? I guess we can't find the full fucking thing.
Governor Tim Walz...
No. Yeah. No, it's a 44... Oh, here it is, the 4-minute one. Wow. Okay, this is the one I
Some of the
wanted.
healthcare companies, the 20 healthcare companies that were located in one building. Tell us a little bit about what your interactions were like on the ground.
Perfect. Good. It's a good way to go.
Yeah, they couldn't even give me, I gave them plenty of opportunities to just answer simple questions. I wasn't going in with some crazy hard-hitting question. I was asking them exactly from the paper, where's this money? Where are the kids? You have a capacity for 99 children. Where are the children? And why are all the windows blacked out? So these people simply could not answer the most simple question as to where are the children inside these daycare centers.
Nick, when I was a reporter who would go around and find waste, fraud, and abuse. Are there local reporters like that in your area? And why do you think they weren't doing the work that you did?
I don't know. They're scared of being called nowadays, because it's Somalians that are committing this fraud. People are scared of being called Islamophobic, racist, in which has nothing to do with what's going on. Because fraud is fraud. It doesn't matter if it's a black person, white person, Asian person, Mexican. Fraud is fraud, and we work too hard simply just to be paying taxes and enabling fraud to be happening.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Nick, I mean, it's stunning. Congratulations again on your video, by the way. Well deserved. All these people are finding it and finding you and all the good work that you do.
Hell yeah, bro. Get on that
Tim
platform.
Walz is pushing back on the investigations into the Somali community.
Of course he
over
is.
The massive welfare fraud that's happened under his watch. Take a look at this.
Of course he is.
This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy.
Damn, that's what he says? Straight up, white supremacy, huh?
Is saying that you and others there trying to expose this. You know, you're doing it because you're white supremacist. What is your response to him?
That's crazy,
Tim
bro.
wants votes. There are entire apartment complexes where white people have been pushed out of these apartment complexes because Somalians have taken over in their inside of these
So this is what we already heard. So now we're continuing from here, right?
Votes from these people. And if you have 100,000 people that will vote for you because you're going to enable and let this stuff happen, and because you're going to call a white person racist for calling out facts, this is what's going to happen to a state like Minnesota. Minnesotans, they say Minnesota nice, but they are very upset, and I fully understand why they're upset. Because they don't have a governor who's actually working for them. He's actually working against them.
Yes, sir.
Your videos have viewed 93 million times. What do you think will be the result of this? Do you think that things will change because of bringing attention to this? Or do you think
Let's hope so, right?
Stuff under the rug, keep moving forward.
More than likely, unfortunately.
There better be change.
It better be.
The investigations have been launched just from that video alone. And so there better be change because, like I said, we work way too hard to be paying taxes. We work way too hard to be not knowing where our money's going. And at the end of the day, people in government, they not something that's happened. People are going to be very frustrated. And so if President Trump's watching this, it's time to really get down to nitty-gritty and to make a difference in this place of Minnesota that is pretty much like Somaliland right now.
Yes, sir.
Such an important project. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing next. What's your next project that you're going to be taking on?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to reveal.
All right, we're good. We're good. So easy, right? Super easy, right? And this is, I guess, this is his response, right? So let's look at his response. Gotta love this shit. Oh, which one's better? This one.
This is what happened. This is what happened.
No, this one's better. Okay.
Happens when they target communities for their own benefit.
Targeting
This
communities.
is what happens when they scapegoat.
Scapegoating.
And this is what happens when they no longer hide.
This is what retard Waltz comes back with. Emotional rhetoric to make you feel that it's white versus black or black versus white. Continuing this racial inequality, right? It's bullshit, man. Think about that. Pulling at your heartstrings to make you believe Mr. Retard Waltz instead of random 20-year-old man who's like, bro, this shit, look at this fraud right here, which we will talk about later. Crazy how they still do that. And you have to wonder why they still do that. Maybe they're not telling the truth.
The idea of white supremacy.
So it sounds to me, Nick, that
Okay, no.
Governor Tim Walz is saying that you and others.
It's not the full thing. But we'll continue. This just in, right? New drop. Yeah. Oh. This is what they do with the money. This is how you know it's real. Yeah. Oh, what you know? Look at him collecting that money. Hey, Walls is accepted in the community. You gotta love this shit, bro. Whoever's making this AI making RAM cost so much goddamn money, thank you so much. This shit's too funny. Okay, we see what it is, right? So after all this hype, after all this fraudster shit, we can see him right here hanging with the real ones, collecting that money. Now, this is crazy, right? So since he came out, when I say he, Nick, came out, and he said, and he showed a lot of proof of what's been going on in Minnesota. Now people in Minnesota are coming out trying to go against him. But when they go against him, this shit sounds like this.
If you're kicking out Somalis, you have to kick out everyone else. Like, I would be honest, I'm speaking for all of my African brothers and sisters. If you kick Somalis out, you have to kick all of them. All of us, we all need together. Because if you kick us out, you have to kick everyone else. I'll be honest, and I know everyone in the comments, everyone watching this video agrees with me. If you're kicking out Somalis...
So they agree. They agree. So it looks like we're kicking everyone out. All right.
we have some exciting news to come from people that say, you know what, kick us out, see what happens. We have a bunch of that stuff, bunch of it. So let's look at this real quick though before we get into that. Minnesota's voter fraud, right? If you register, you can vouch for someone to say that they live in an area or basically proof of residency so they can make a vote count or vote for a certain person, right? This is what comes up. Registered voter for a precinct can go with you, who doesn't matter, to any polling place and sign an oath, basically confirming you live in this place to be able to vote for this either district or this candidate. Vouching is what it's called. The registered voter can vouch up to 8 voters. Think about that. So if you have a bunch of people that are coming in, let's say I'm gonna write a law that is gonna allow you to get XYZ money help from the government, and if you do that, here, go ahead and follow this guy. He's your connection to understand how the city works, and he will help get you housing, and he'll blah blah blah, and then now you can be a registered voter. Crazy, right? Crazy how that might work. Let's continue on this a little bit more. Let's see what's going on here. Driver's licenses. So even more proof that you can be, even if you're not a non-citizen, can be licensed. That's in Minnesota, right? Gotta love Elon for being the man to keep X running, right? Let's get into it.
Packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all of land.
This was a while ago.
So we give driver's licenses to anyone here. You don't have to be a citizen.
To anyone.
Which is a photo ID. So if someone comes in, they register, have a driver's license, they have an incorrect social or no social or whatever. So then they become incomplete. But if they walk in to vote with their driver's license, does that make them all of a sudden now okay? It's really
Madam Chair, so the designation on the roster for someone whose registration had been incomplete, if they present the election judge with that acceptable identification document, that would
clear them
from the roster and they could be permitted to
cast a ballot. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Yeah, there's your problem. Thank you, lady. Wow, I thought she was gonna go 180 on it.
Presents a driver's license at that point in the process could be permitted to vote.
Madam Chair, at the time of registration, as well as at the time of submitting a ballot, every voter is signing the attestation affirming their eligibility to vote, eligibility requirements that they are a U.S. citizen.
Gotta love that shit. Where was this man, huh? Exposing all the fraud. Too bad he walked out of the government because he has businesses to run. But it's all right. He did a little bit. He did a little bit. He did a lot. All right. So we can see that the connection between registering your vote and the proof of saying that you can register to vote doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not. Go ahead and get your ID and vote for me because I'll make money fall into your hands. Tim Walsh. I approve this message. All right, let's go continue. So recently we also had some issues with some judges releasing some people that probably shouldn't have been released or dismissing cases that probably should have been dismissed. If it wasn't for X, you'd probably not even know about this shit, which is crazy, right? 3 Harapan County judges catch majoring heat for axing charges of over 7.2 Medicare fraud. Fraud tied to Somali defendants. These corrupt bureaucrats are letting them. This is what he's saying, right? This is Mario, whatever his name is. It's a discompound-based evidence to fake home billing and ghost patients. So it's easy, right? So fake home billings. You got ghost patients, so no one's actually getting there or getting any help, but they still get money that is collected to the whatever organizations, whatever fucking healthcare is provided to these fake people, and then it's still reported to whatever government in the area that's going to write them a check or give them money back. Easy. And as they're supposed to be, as the juries most of the time, which I'm guessing in these cases did say that they are guilty, she cites prosecutorial screw-ups, and so not disclosing a witness slip, which is what the judges are saying. These judges dropped the hammer and they said, "Hey, basically, you guys are not in the wrong. So, Mr. Abdul Muhammad, Star Wars name guy, you are free to go." So, reporting.
Concerned with the Somali business is is the ones who have no life. They don't have. They have a lot of time in their hand. They broke.
Yes, we do.
They
Yes, we are.
No money.
Yes, we are.
No
I wonder why.
vision, nothing.
Where's the money going?
They
Where's our
don't
money
even-
going?
They don't even have hobbies. They depressed. They lonely.
Yep, no hobbies.
It's
Depressed,
always those
lonely.
type of people
That's what I
who
like.
have situations like this. You know, people who have something going on for their life, right? They're busy in their career, their family.
So what career do you do, sir? Do you run a business of some sort, sir?
They taking vacation. They're enjoying their life.
Do I
You
join a
know,
life?
They're not concerned with the Somalians in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
No, we are.
The only people you will
We
see
are.
who's worrying about this it's not even racist. They just broke. They just don't have anything.
I wonder where the money went.
They're broken spiritually.
What happened to my
physically,
taxes?
and financially. That's what it is. They don't have any. Only Americans is concerned with the Somali business.
Some people are a problem in every galaxy. That's fucked up. That's fucking hilarious. Let's continue. Ooh, we got another banger out here. Got another banger. This is where all my money went. Because I'm broke. Ooh-wee. They gonna get him. They gonna get him. They gonna get him. They probably won't get it, to be real with you. I think the Somali flag. Gotta love that shit. This is what AI was meant to create. This is why it's so expensive now to get shit. And we've already seen this before, right? We see him coming in. He changes the flag. Like, talk about a signal, right? Crazy. Let's continue. Okay, so Quality Leering Center is permanently closed, you fucking idiots. The reason is not fraud, but child safety issues. All I had to know is all you had to do is look it up, right? Yeah, sure, okay. Why is it locked up midday? It's because apparently it shut down. That's what this guy says, right? Mr. Pushing the Limits with Brian Shapiro. And here we go, a response to to his post proving him wrong. And you can also look up on any Google, like he said. Just look it up. And someone did look it up. And it looks like they were renewed and will be renewed up until the 2026. And interesting. So if they have been renewed up until 2026, it may be that it's not a real place of business. That's why the doors are locked, and they're still being collected and have been collecting money. As we saw in the last Nick Shirley Billy when he went through his video and showed all of the paperwork, all of it, that proved how much money the Leering Center was getting. As you can see here, you take your time and you learn and you educate yourself very well. You too can achieve greatness, be a part of Senate and the Congress and the House, and graduate from the Leering Quality Center. Two beautiful representatives. Where's the humble flow guy? Let's continue here, right? We got some more stuff. Ah, this is the good connection. This is our great. It's a little bit of a stretch, in my opinion, right? The Somali flag, like when you look at this, like Minnesota flag, right? Somali flags, right? This is what the president one looks like. So they kind of like reversed it a little bit, right? Okay, it's a different star, similar color. Interesting, right? They went from the beautiful farmland culture, the rivers and all that. Nah, man, we're just gonna make it the home of Somali. Continue. Now, we had a gentleman talk about deportation, right? I think I got rid of his picture up here. Yeah, we did. Doesn't matter. It's too easy. This gentleman right here, Eric Prince, he said, too easy. I'll get rid of 500 illegals a month. Except for, that's a lot of money, $25 billion. Give me $1 billion. Shit. And he's going to get rid of them all. This guy is I think he works for some sort of like major defense contractor or something like that. So let's see. This gentleman, ICE racing is in 4 years, 1 million out of 10 to 30 million. Self-deporting is working. It is working, and we are losing money from it.
Let's look at the math. Last night, Trump gave an address to the nation.
This is a little old,
He talked
probably.
about his wins. But you know what he didn't talk about? Deportation numbers. And maybe that's because they're not that impressive. Let's look at the math. The administration says they've deported over 605,000 people since January 20th. But hold on. What's the definition of deportation? Well, there are two types of deportation, but that number lumps together border enforcement, which is people getting caught at the border and turned back.
That works. That's good. That's a win.
AKA ICE raids.
Very similar to what happened when President Obama, he used that same exact tactic.
We're deporting roughly 365,000 people a year. Over 4 years, that's 1.5 million. But hold on, there's an estimated 10 to 30 million people in the country illegally. So we're spending $75 billion using Sabrina Carpenter songs to make hype videos of deportations. And Trump is spending enormous political capital, all to deport 5 to 15% of illegal immigrants.
Good. We need more.
Spectacle, not strategy.
We need
and
more.
The prediction market saw it coming. Most people on Kalshi said this strategy.
Kalshi recently partnered with CNN. Very similar to Polymarket. So it's a version of Polymarket that is, let's say, left-leaning.
Less than 500,000 deportations. And they were right. Now, if we're going to do something controversial, shouldn't we do it right? Like Trump did with closing the border? Now, here's what is working. Self-deportations. Trump's team claims 1.9 million people have voluntarily left. Even if that's inflated, it dwarfs forced deportations at a fraction of the cost. Why? Because we changed the incentives.
That's right.
We offered both carrots and sticks. $1,000 and a free flight if you leave voluntarily, a 10-year ban if we have to force you out. And yeah, fear of ICE raids is another stick. But you know who we haven't hit with the stick? Big corporations.
I feel
Even
that.
Tom
I
Cruise,
agree with you,
Trump's
sir.
own border czar said, nobody hires an illegal alien from the goodness of their heart.
That's right.
They hire them because they can work them harder,
Yes.
pay them less, and undercut their competition.
Yes,
So
true.
why aren't we going after the big corporations, hiring those people the most?
I wonder
Take
why.
Asplund Tree Company. During Trump's first term, they were sentenced for hiring thousands of illegal immigrants. They got fined $95 million. And that sounds like a lot until you realize it's 2% of their yearly revenue. They paid and kept cutting trees.
Like that.
Even charged. That's the system. We should deport when needed, but that's drops in a bucket. If you want massive results, turn off the flow of money.
That's
Trump
right.
promised
Agreed.
results. Right now, we're getting a lot of noise and not as much results. So ask yourself.
Okay. So there's definitely way more deportations. We could probably figure that out in Grok in like 3 seconds. Let's do it right now. Nick Shirley. All right, let's go. Ready? What is the total deportation number? And yes, this is going to be off the 2 definitions, which is totally fine. We don't mind that. Of illegal immigrants in the U.S. for 2024, 2025. Let's find it. Let's find out. While it's searching that shit, let me get rid of all this stupid stuff. Right? This is some shit that you can do. This is easy. You just hop on here, see what the fuck's going on, figure out what the hell's what's true and what's not. Laugh at some fucking memes. Like, it's easy, dude. See what's happening. Connect the dots yourself. It is Somali actually taking over Minnesota. Talk and listen to people that are actually reasonable, especially something like this, right? Instead of just calling them out for bullshit, he calls them out in the proper way. Then we can just look at all the other stuff that's happening and make a better and educated guess for who and what you think is going on. Who do you believe is telling the truth? All right. So it's saying there are 600,000. Let's say That's not bad. That's not bad in 1 year. It's pretty good. So the numbers that they were claiming, this guy was probably claiming, saying like how much it would cost and all that. 300,000 a year is pretty good. Because if they're at 600,000, that's about right. That's pretty damn good. But we need more. We need way more. Let's continue. I don't know if I want to watch this one. This guy was talking about the we already know the CCAP. We talked about that yesterday. How people are using CCAP basically to fund their adult, child, and whatever healthcare and transportation businesses, which is like a version of like collecting funds from state and federal. Basically, having fake people that come and use their services, or fake transportation services, or fake registration of kids, stuff like that. That allows them to get money from the state and federal. We saw this gentleman, so we're gonna continue here. And we're gonna listen to some. We're gonna look at this real quick. We're gonna look at it. Let's look at something real quick. I don't know if there's sound to it. I think there's just I think it's just scrolling. Hey! Slow it up! Slow it up! Slow it up! We're gonna pause it. I think I can make the playback speed way slower. Let's go to 0.5. So if there wasn't let's say any proof that these schools, healthcare systems, child care systems, adult care systems were basically I don't know, a lie or false. Let's see how false and how much of a lie they are. All of them seem to be, yeah, sure. Seems like logical. Yeah. Another healthcare system. Okay. What are the names here? What are the emails here? Okay. What do they do? Oh, the same thing. Okay. Do they have the same number? Maybe. Let's find out. No. I'm guessing these. Nope. Looks like this is just a list of more and more and more. Register to vote. Joking. Register to take your kid, and then we'll register to vote. Drop your kid off here, then we go vote. Wait. My kid can't register. What about little Joey? No. We don't take little Joeys. Wrong colors. Like that one lady said. She was afraid of the color. So the list goes on and on, okay? You get it. It's literally a continuation of how many different schools are opened up and how many different LLCs are collecting basically money, CCAP money. Very, very simple. Very, very, very simple. And let's have a listen here, sir.
Terrorists. We heard them being called terrorists. We heard them being called drug dealers. We heard a lot of insults. We heard that they're a threat to our national security, and that's a flat out lie.
Is it now?
You want to know who the real threat is?
Who is it?
President?
Who?
I'll give you a hint. They don't look like our chief author. They don't look like the folks up in the gallery. They don't look like the folks on the rotunda. They look like many of the members that sit in the front. And you don't have to take my word for it. According to DHS, Madam President, the greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race, not our immigrants. We are safer and we're better off because of them. Heard them being called.
That right there, sir, might be the most truest thing I ever heard. Let's go ahead and continue. We saw this already, right? We saw the proof of the political system. That was basically, you can vote, get a license, come to Minnesota, too easy, right? So we had a list of all these places that we just saw, right? We had a list of all these places that are supposed to be having all these kids come through, and they have hundreds and hundreds of kids. Let's go ahead and look at a video real quick.
Scheme to work, the daycare centers need to sign up low-income families that qualify for child care assistance funding. These surveillance videos are from a case prosecuted by Hennepin County. They show parents checking their kids into a center only to leave with them a few minutes later. Sometimes no children would show up. But either way, the center would bill the state for a full day of childcare.
That's right.
This video from that same case shows a man handing out envelopes of what are believed to be kickback payments to parents who are in on the fraud.
Where was the money going? I don't know exactly where it went, but
Order for the scheme to
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, I'm speculating here. No, if this is if this has been happening since 2018, just to get the initial, let's say, proof of child care in a child care facility, and then I'm guessing that, let's say, they never have to go back after that because they can just claim continuously after that. How many times do you think that's the same, basically, mother, father, and kids going to multiple different locations within, because as we saw in Nick Schiller's video, within a square block, and they just drop sign, drop sign, drop sign, change the names up? Curious if that actually happened. This one little video doesn't show us the whole thing, but I'm probably guessing that it happens. If I can just have or pay a family to come by, what family's not gonna get paid to have fake childcare? I'd get paid. We know what this is. We know what the fraud is. So now, apparently, there's been a bunch of let's see the raids. Let's see how these raids are gonna go, and if anything is actually gonna take place of it, or if it's gonna be like, for the love of God, arrest somebody type meme. We'll figure it out right now. So they go in here. So they're running into some person's like little food operation place and look like a little market. Nothing happens, right? It's just showing us like, okay, we're gonna go investigate. Yeah, sure. We'll see how that goes. That's funny. Oh, you can't hear shit. Can't hear shit. But I'm guessing all they're doing is just talking to people, trying to get information, trying to build a case that they can legally take someone, put them in jail. Who knows what's actually going to happen, or if they're going to be labeled racist.
mahad celiyo runtii tv qaranka iyo maamulkiisaba waa laba wax oo taariikha runtii oo aan ka sameynay gobolkeena ohio especially khaasan magaalada columbus marka ugu horeysa waxa way sayid maxamed cabdulla xasan waa aabihii soomaaliya runtii waa qof maxaa la dhahay sharaftiisa iyo karaamadiisa qof la mida oo taariikhda soomaaliya kuma jirto marka runtii hadaf iyo go'an bay ahayd anuu xitaa soo bixin ka hor baan maskaxdayda ku jirto runtii haddii aan mar wado mise wax lagu maamuusiyo qof bini aadan oo soomaaliya
Damn, that's a long ass sign.
taariikhna oo runtii aan ku xusno
You got the whole name on there, bro.
aan kuma ugu magac darnay taasna runtii taariikhdu inoo tahay dhowr iyo labaatan ina haysano oo xildhibaano kala duwan of course ilhaan cumarna inoo tahay xildhibaanadeena federaalka noo fadhida gobolka minnesota ka socota xildhibaano ilaa gaaraya dhowr iyo tobanna runtii dhinaca siriga
Okay. Everyone does this, right? Everyone does. Everyone says, "Are." But what happens if you're not a citizen? What if you're catering to people coming in from other countries? What if you're trying to get money out of the hands of the citizens through some sort of government subsidiaries and put them into the money of someone who can, as we saw, swing votes? Now, this is Ohio. We already saw Minnesota fall to shit. We're seeing it fall to shit. And it's taking forever for us to rebound or at least put some people in jail. Now this gentleman in the state of Ohio, as we can see right back here, doing the same thing and trying to run the same scam.
stateka baa ku fadhiyo marka urur baa samaysanay anagu waa isku xirannaha runtii qol baan iskula jirnaa hadafkeenu wax weyna ka wada hadalno xaaladaha weliba soomaaliya saameynaya waa dad
Yeah, there we go. They're talking about what they can do to benefit the country that they say their country and their people in Somalia. They don't give a shit about any American.
marka hadafkeenu waxa runtii anagu isku duuban
United Front is to lobby for Somalia.
inaan u laabigareyn karno dalka Soomaaliya garab u noqon karno baahiyooyinka dowladeena.
Helping waive Somalia's national debt, which I think is like a 1 billion, 1 trillion. I can't remember how much it is. So, which I'm pretty sure it has and already has been waived during the Biden administration, if I'm not mistaken. So they're still continuing to try and basically funnel money out of your hands and into Somalian hands.
Xafiiskii xaaladaha badda la xiriiraya marka qof kasta oo kala mid ah degan inuu deegaankiisa haasatana fadlan noqodee insha Allah garab baan kaga baahnaa runtii inay taageeraan kaga baahan.
Super smart, right? They go on TV. They probably go on to a local network that most people that follow a certain group of people will watch on continuous thing, and they do stuff like this. And the stuff like this gets their vote. They are more united than Americans, and that's the issue. We need to be more united than someone coming into our country trying to steal your power and your money from you and giving it to not people within the country, only a small few, and sending it out to, in this case, Somalia or another country. Pretty insane how all this is working, right? Multiple proofs of fake places, multiple proofs of emotional rhetoric, multiple proofs of lied or fake registrations. Very, very insane, man, when you think about that. It's pretty wild. It's pretty fucking wild. And this is just continuous. This keeps going and going. There's so much talk about Tim Walsh and blah, blah, blah. And what about all the other people running the businesses? What about all the people who were stamping the checks? What about all the people that approved the business licenses for these types of locations and these types of businesses or these LLCs? What about that? Curious. Yeah, look at imagine a random liberal YouTuber with a history of lie who supports an alleged pedo in office. I'm guessing he's talking about Trump and he's talking about Nick Shirley. Tried busting into daycares to film minor children without their parents and guardians. God. So this retard Brian Castle, whatever the fuck his name is gonna say that these guys are trying to break into a place that is filled with kids. That's what he's saying. And he's saying that these guys want to film kids. So when you go to any child care center, you're gonna notice something, right? One, maybe that it doesn't look like a fucking prison. Two, there's an outdoor play areas because they have to have something like that. Three, there's some sort of pamphlet or paperwork to where you can actually go in and register your kid and see what their curriculum is and see how they treat the kids and be able to listen. Because when you go in there, or you don't even have to go in there, you go near it, you can listen. You know how loud that is? You can hear these kids screaming. You can hear the kids running and playing. There wasn't no damn kids running and playing. The windows are blacked out. It looks like a damn prison, and no one answered the door. And think about that. And of course, the legend himself, Asmongold. This weird innuendo that Nick Shirley is a creepy pedophile is such an obvious, dishonest, and disgusting intentional misrepresentation. Yes, exactly. Everyone sees it, what you're doing, and everyone knows what you're doing, bro. This guy. And the issue is, he's still getting 49,000, and almost 1,000 people are like, yo, maybe he's right, which is scary. So the 49,000 people that see it and maybe don't comment, they could either be like, oh yeah, this guy's fucking retarded, or they could be on his side. That's the scary part. What we should be doing is liking what this gentleman is saying, because he is the pragmatic gentleman, understanding the real truth behind it, compared to this guy, Mr. Cross whatever Stein, is fucking trying to spin a rhetoric and label these people or discredit these people and the work that they do. This is just a lovely old man who has a business in Minnesota who's tired of the fraud, has been seeing the fraud, and this is another lovely young man who is trying to go and expose the fraud using the popularity that he has. These guys are heroes right here. Fraud is fraud. Pull them out, throw them away. Simple. It's crazy how this all works. Turn this up.
$100 million video game Scott Stillman, former Department of Human Services computer forensics director. He also alleged money from the daycare fraud was being sent to fund terrorists in Somalia. $100 million video game.
Okay, so this guy, 2018. This has been on the radar since 2018. And he tried to expose at least $100 million of it back then. Now, what, 6 years later, 7 years later? I can't do math. And we have this guy basically washed away, and we have this guy taking over and raising that deficit from 100 to around 19 billion. Crazy. Let's see if we can find anything good here. Let's roll through. Let's see some more posts. Hopefully nothing crazy pops up. Okay. The owners of the colony show up to the daycare today. Oh shit. Claims they are no longer shutting down. Polymarket, Minnesota Department. Okay, I don't know how real this is. That's Polymarket, right? But that's funny as shit. This is correct account on X is Nick Shirley. Minnesota fraud. Nick Shirley's works ahead percentage of global scale of fraud. Tim Walsh, Minnesota. Charges up to 98 individuals, 85 of Somali descent, and more than 60 have been found guilty in court. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What about the lawmakers? What about the people who stamped it? What are the people that said it, who's sending the money? Get to them too. Okay. It's like that's like step fucking 0. All right. For now, I don't think there's any more Somali stuff. Oh, here we go. What is this? It's Ohio? Okay, so Ohio now is having the same similar issue as we saw with that gentleman who was going out making the public statement. Vote for me. I'm vote for Somali, right?
Have you ever seen any kids in this place here?
The same building itself. I've never seen nobody come out the building or go in.
You've never seen anybody over. So right now we are in front of the Great Minds Academy. This is one of the many daycare centers, learning centers here in Columbus, Ohio.
Look at that little chair.
Associated with the Somali community. As you know, Nick Shirley put out a bombshell report.
That's right, he did.
All these fraudulent daycare facilities.
That's right.
In Minneapolis, Minnesota. So we wanted to come out to Columbus, Ohio, and investigate what might be going on in the second largest Somali community in the door. Let's see.
Yes, sir. They got a camera though. I'm surprised no one stole this chair.
So, locked. We're ringing the doorbell here. Knocking on the door. Nobody's picking up. So we're not sure what the hell's going on here, but we're gonna get out of here. Now there's somebody over there. How you doing, sir? I'm sure you see the reports over the weekend about all the daycare centers in Minnesota. We just wanted to see what was going on. You know anything about this place here? It's a daycare center. Did you ever see any kids there? They use the back door, so I don't know if they use the back door.
Of course they use the back door.
Have you ever seen any kid? You live around here? You're in this building. You're in this building too. Let me ask you, have you ever seen any kids in this place here?
All right, so now it's looping, right?
You've never seen anybody over.
This is the start. We're gonna dive into some Ohio business.
Like those guys suggested, and you know, we can keep poking around, but there's so many centers to go to. We're just getting started, so we're gonna go around the city. We're gonna go to a few more of these places. We're gonna see if we can get anybody to talk to us.
Let's see what we got. Gotta love X. Gotta love it. All right, I'm gonna repost this. All right, let's go in. Let's go in deep on it. Let's go in on it.
Have you ever seen any kids in this place here?
Hold on, it's looping. All right,
Molly and
let's see what this gentleman says. Journalists in Ohio, more fraud happening. Somali running EBT fraud rings, owning restaurants and with attached groceries. That's super smart. These welfare benefits didn't create. Yep, bulk buying. Yeah, okay.
Aliens have it figured out in Columbus. Went to the Walmart on Georgesville to see if I could see people filling their carts or just kind of see what I could see. It's not the way they do it. They've got it figured out way better than that. Every single Somali restaurant has a grocery store right next door or within eyeshot of the restaurant. The specific one I went into today had it attached to the restaurant. And wow, what an adventure that was. Stay tuned for more on that. Anyways, the grocery store and the restaurant were the same building. So they don't have to go to a Walmart or a Sam's Club or a Costco necessarily. They can just order everything they need to their grocery store that's right
Damn,
next
that's
to
smart.
or attached to the restaurant that they also own and never have to fill a single cart. And I guarantee you, if you looked at the records of those grocery stores, they lose tons of money every year, and it's probably used as a tax write-off because those groceries are being funneled into those restaurants with a daycare center on the opposite side. And that's the common
Damn. Okay, so they're running the whole trifecta up in here. So they got groceries being shipped in where you can use EBT for EBT scams. They got the restaurants that are taking the food that they need to run the restaurants for free through the grocery stores, which is being paid government on the first side of the loss and through taxes, and on the second side through with anyone coming in using EBT on those locations, which is the government again. Then they have around the corner they have the child care. So if you're while you're eating and while you're getting your groceries, you can drop your kid off and go ahead and collect that money again from the government. Good old CCAP money.
And the reason for the daycare centers, I found out while I was at Walmart. 3/4 of the workers I saw working in Walmart, especially the cashiers, were Somali women. You got to figure if you have 2 or 3 wives that you don't have to claim, these women can go work at Walmart full time for $15 an hour and still qualify for food stamps.
Yep.
As long as they have a couple kids, which you can guarantee you they at least have 2 kids.
Yep.
Hell, they average 7. Or same story as working as a home health care aide. They have most definitely figured out the system and how to take advantage of it. And Columbus doesn't break down its numbers like Minnesota. I mean,
holy shit. Man, talk about a game exploit. These guys are genius, man. So they take the welfare, they work dead end jobs. They have a fuckload of kids to populate, and now those kids are being born on American soil. So now the parents that are not citizens being born and having 8 or 9 or 7 or 6 or 4, whatever children are now citizens. They're collecting money because the poverty line, right? They're not making enough to have like 10 of them living in the same fucking house. And grab EBT, use that EBT to go buy some groceries, use that EBT to go buy some groceries, drop the kids off at the fake childcare, own the childcare, own the restaurant that's being supplied from the grocery store. All this being funneled and paid for by the American tax dollar. Gotta love that shit.
$15 an hour and still qualify for food stamps as long as they have a couple kids, which you can guarantee you they at least have 2 kids. Hell, they average 7. Or same story as working as a home health care aide.
They're having 7 kids, bro.
The system and how to take advantage of it. And Columbus doesn't break down its numbers like Minnesota, but if anything like the 88% of the Somali community is on social services in Columbus, I can only imagine how deep the fraud is. So I'm changing tactics and going back up Monday, and I have a couple ideas to see if I can't sniff a few things out.
Damn, a local hero right here. Going out and exposing the fraud ring of the people who own the buildings, who are running all these different types of businesses to collect money from your taxpayers. Taxpayers, it could be yourself, or maybe your mom, or your dad, or your grandpa, or grandma, or even your sister and brother. All the jobs that they work is being funded to just go slap right in. Gotta love that shit. All right, let's back it up. Let's see what else we got here. I'm not gonna watch this one. Not gonna watch this one. Is a paid representative, but only wants to advance Somali interests and have a way of. Okay.
And it gets worse. Let me be absolutely clear about the starting point here. Ismail Muhammad is not just some casual activist we're hearing from. He's an elected member of the Ohio House of Representatives, representing District 3 in Columbus, Ohio. He won that seat in 2022 until Congress January 1st.
Super low, sorry.
So he sits in the Ohio legislature with authority to vote on our laws and our budget. That means you, Ohio taxpayers, fund his salaries. Ohio families entrusted him in public office, and Ohioans expected him to use that office to serve Ohioans first.
Exactly. I like this lady. Yep. He advances.
Of course, Ilhan Umar may not be featured now.
Yep.
Paid for by our tax dollars, advocating for debt relief, fighting for lower costs here at home. Ohio families are still struggling with Biden's inflation. Ohio seniors are crushed by property taxes. I think we all are. Parents are paying more for childcare, healthcare, and groceries because of Joe Biden.
Child healthcare and groceries. That's the trifecta right there. Open up a childcare, open up a healthcare, open up a grocery store. Use EBT, collect money from EBT, have the kids so that you can get more EBT. Register the fake kids because you have 1,000 kids at these childcare, and then apply for healthcare, which none of them they use. None of them use a childcare, and guess what? The government pays for it all. Yes, lady, you are right. You are 100% right. So not only is it in Minnesota and has been Minnesota, now over in Ohio, the same shit is being exposed. The same people are basically at the forefront of, hey, come help me make our people stronger. Not American people. When I say our people, I mean the people that they're trying to represent in this situation is a Somalia. It's pretty insane how that stuff works. Let's see what this old lady has to say. Let's pause it. Let's open it up. Come on, Grandma, give me something good.
Nick Shirley, I hope you see this video. Please come to Columbus, Ohio. The reporting you did in Minnesota was amazing.
Remember,
Thank you.
Nick Shirley was attached to that older gentleman. The older gentleman had a bunch of paperwork that he took his time to find and research all the places in which we're collecting huge amounts over the millions and millions of dollars per year, or $1 million per year in each one of these types of care centers or child, adult, and healthcare centers, and the proof between that. Nick Shirley was the voice and allowed the truth to be given out, which is really amazing, and hopefully that he does go to Ohio and exposes it there, but we will see.
For that. And if you come to Columbus, Ohio, you will find the exact same fraud. You will see the exact same things. Daycares everywhere. The home health care. I mentioned that in my video. I do not have your bravery to go out here and knock on doors like you did. I don't even want to leave my room right now, okay? But you could come here and do what needs to be done. Please. Please investigate. Please talk to our government officials.
Gotta love
And
Americans.
you see how the police escorted you out of that building? The Columbus police are on the same take, I am sure.
Oh shit.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. You can't say it. Okay, here we have an American lady, and she obviously has been seeing and lives in Ohio, been seeing all of the fraud that is happening in her state, and thanks to Nick Shirley's video, she's felt that it was important to say, hey man, come check this out as well. It's pretty insane. It is pretty insane. Fraud is real. Okay, here it is. News: Somalians in Ohio are allegedly running EBT fraud rings using SNAP benefits to stock their restaurants, which is super smart. Scamming cards to make $1 million. Yeah, of course, super smart. More than 34,000 households have been duped to nearly $17 million in SNAP benefits. Holy shit. 17 million, bro. These guys are collecting. I mean, they're smart using the ability from the EBT, child care, adult care, health care, using their fake grocery stores, fake restaurants, and basically paying through all the government funds and have a bunch of kids paying for all their food. It's super smart. Super, super smart. Okay. We need something lighthearted. We need something funny. Like, this is crazy. This is... Oh my god. We're gonna go back up, dude. Okay, Elon Musk has also been on this, bro. He has been sniffing this shit out like no other. Minnesota Housing Relief Fund, Minnesota COVID Relief Fund, Minnesota Autism Services Fund. Or I guess sorry, fraud. This is all the people's names in all the areas of fraud. I'm seeing a trend here. Yes, you go through the names, probably through more than once. We're gonna repost this. We don't know. We really don't know if it's Democrats that are basically enabling the fraud. But we'll listen to this guy, see what happens. Says. Whoa! What's going on here? There we go.
He is sounding the alarm in his home state, saying under Governor Gavilan's leadership,
ship that has become the quote fraud capital of America.
Lovely.
Coverage, our national correspondent Alana Austin is on
This guy's been just out here mogging it all, bro.
But we start with correspondent Heather Myers, who has more on what is going on in California. A rainy day
Fucking
out
Newscomb.
there on the West Coast. Heather, what can you tell us?
Well, good afternoon to you, Katrina and Andrew. This latest report was issued by the state auditor, and that's a nonpartisan position. That state auditor now puts 8 state agencies on a high-risk list of agencies to watch out for things like fraud.
Oh, 8 state agencies in 2025. After years of them stealing all your money anyways, wonder why California is so fucking expensive.
Stamp program. If the state doesn't get the improper payments under control, it could cost an extra $2.5 billion. Also on there is the Department of Finance, which was tasked with giving out COVID relief funds. Critics say $32 billion of that was taken by fraudsters. Then there are infrastructure issues like California's deteriorating dams and also the high-speed train that's already cost taxpayers $18 billion without a single section of track complete. Other reports cite $24 billion spent on the homeless issue that critics claim the state lost track of.
Yeah, exactly. So all this money is being allocated to things that are supposed to be, as we say, tugging at the heartstrings and the emotional rhetoric, right? We want to help homeless people. We want to help our veterans. We want to help our Americans that are forced in the streets because of either their area in which they live and grew up that can no longer afford to pay because there's no available jobs to help and afford to pay for that area in which their past family, which would be their father and mother, had the ability to do. And it forces them on the streets, and because they don't move anywhere else, because they don't know anything else, and we're supposed to be helping these people, or at least give them some sort of aid or some sort of housing help, it doesn't go to them. It just vanishes.
More recently, there's a report that says California cell phone users pay a surcharge for years to upgrade the state's 911 system.
So they're collecting money to upgrade the 911 system, and and then the 911 system is still shit. So they got a tax for the 911 system. They got tax for the homeless. They got tax for infrastructure and streets. And none of that shit is good. We got fucked up roads. We got we got people still in the streets by the numbers of the millions. And we got a 911 system that is apparently updated, that needed to be updated even further after they stole your money to begin with.
That after spending $650 million on that system, the state is totally scrapping it and starting over, completely wasting the money because the technology doesn't work. Mind you, we are very close to Silicon Valley in Sacramento, and yet the government can't figure out how to make basic technology work.
There you go. So the cell towers that were supposed to be paid for, that tax of $2 billion was supposed to cover, it didn't get upgraded. They didn't get improved. They didn't actually help anything. So not only is there fraud in multiple different states all throughout our country, and the biggest ones we're talking about obviously are in Minnesota and then now Ohio. Go figure, California, one of the most expensive places to live, also funneling money. Gotta love that shit. God dang, bro. This is the era we live in, man. This is what we gotta deal with. Anime cartoon or Japanese anime, people? Obviously, we going Japanese anime all the way. I want to listen to this InfoWars thing real quick.
Thank you, Elon Musk, because what he's done has helped shape society in
100%.
many ways, whether it be
100%.
election, whether
Dude, Elon Musk, everything from the fact that he's keeping freedom of speech on his platform, like for real free, and that's targeting certain things, obviously, right? Acts of violence or forced to call a coup to kill or something extreme like that, right? Man, without this dude buying Twitter, bro, oh, imagine what the world would be in. All the censorship that was happening in the last 4 years. Crazy. Continue.
just be making it so that we can all speak freely here in the
Yep,
United States. And
exactly.
you're seeing the ripple effect across the other countries as well. Just thank you. Really, thank you. Because what he did by just leveling out the playing field and giving us a platform where we can speak freely, he's not only helped save the United States, he's helping save the United Kingdom as
Yeah.
people are actually able to speak out, whether or not that they're able to speak out all across the world. I mean, X is the #1 news source for most countries in the world right now, because that people are able to get that news just from straight from their phone without having to go through and get a subscription from the Wall Street Journal to get some propaganda piece. You can get it straight from your phone. You can follow the people that you trust and that are actually out there in the streets talking to people. So thank you, Elon Musk, because what he's done has helped shape society.
Elon Musk glaze piece.
Whether it be the election, whether just be making it so that we can all speak freely here in the United States, and you're seeing the ripple effect across the other countries as well. And if it wasn't for Elon Musk, like, people don't understand how important he is in what's going on in the world, because we're not just at, like, when we talk that we're like in a battle or we're in like a civil war, well, we're fighting to keep what made America great. It's not a coincidence America became the greatest country in 250 years. All the other
That's
countries
right.
had thousands of years to do it. So if we don't stand for what made us that great country, we will fall in a way, whether it be from allowing mass immigration to happen or allowing fraud to happen. We won't be the same country, and we won't be that great country that we once were.
That's right. That's right. That is fucking right, sir. Let's repost this.
Thank you, Elon Musk, because what he's done has helped.
Open it here, repost there. Go back. Scroll up. Yep. Anyone who's been around illegal and low-income immigrants before knows that Minnesota daycare scams are just the tip of the iceberg. This is happening all over the country in a trillion-dollar scale. Yeah, 100%. Voters enabled it because of white guilt. Politicians because of votes. It's simple. Like, we know what it is. People put in politicians, and these politicians are supposed to help the people, but instead these politicians help the scammers, like in the Minnesota daycare. And yes, it is happening all over the country. Fucking based, bro. Fucking based. All right, on that note, bro, I got to get off this. I've been on talking about it and it's driving me crazy. Okay, hold on. We watched this yesterday, but this shit is so funny. I want to see this gentleman's response.
First things first, I'm actually so shocked that Trump is the I think Trump should be
Uh-huh.
multiple ways I can explain.
Uh-huh.
First things first, I think we are a good example of what the American dream could look like. Like Somali Americans, and it's making me sad. It's funny. Like I know Somali people are very funny. We're like the class clan who also happens to be valedictorian. Somalis in Minnesota are so successful. I take multiple trips a year to Minnesota, and I leave so inspired. You have
Multiple
Somali
trips.
like Somali-owned law firms, Somali-owned pharmacies, Somali-owned everything you can think of, and it's so inspiring to see that what my community could do in just 30 years. Literally, we came to this country not speaking English, not knowing anything. We're black, Muslim, we're immigrant, and we're able to be that successful. It should be really applauded.
No, you guys are not that successful.
Exactly.
Above my head was like 23% cash. We go over to food stamps, it's like 62% of food stamps. If we go to Medicaid, it's like 86% of Medicaid. So 89% of small immigrant families that have children want some type of welfare in the United States. 81%. And this is coming from the Center for Immigration Studies. Now,
Crazy. The proof. Crazy.
they are a recipient tax, meaning the value of the benefits they receive from the government is more than they pay into the federal tax.
Yes.
Again, that means they're never saved. They are taken from the system more than contributed to the system.
Yes.
So essentially 9 out of 10 Somali immigrant families that have children
God.
are taking dollars they are giving to our federal tax system. I wouldn't define it as success.
Bro, my man right here. I don't know who this dude is. We gonna go to him real quick, bro. Fucking based, bro. Based. My man knows. Hell yeah. Fucking like this all day. all right. We need to hop off this. We need to get off this. All right, thank you. This is